This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
You're staying here, right?
Yeah. I mean, 4 picks, late second round, late third round. We staying over here. We're gonna relax and enjoy the weekend. Hopefully, it's not too much action.
By the way, you're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe named Deebo Samuel to Miami, right? You're not entering in that silliness sweep.
It's not even entering my thought process. I mean, what would it take to get that guy? And they already got Tyreek. Maybe
You're
if they
going
were
to give up
available
your
at the
picks
same
next
time.
year? You're going to give up your picks next year? Come on.
Greer said he doesn't want to touch those first rounders. So it's a long shot in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. I'm with you because Greer knows that next year's draft is way better than this one, man.
Yeah.
And the people are saying, hey, what I get at 15 or 22 ain't much of a difference from what you're getting at 5 or 6. So this is not a great draft. Let's wait till next year. And if you hit on Tua and everything else, now you've got a bunch of picks to really complement this team next year.
Exactly.
And it really sets you up. Plus, Daniel, I've been saying this for 2 weeks now. They already have Deebo Samuel on the team.
Yeah, man.
But his name is like 6 different dudes that are going to play that role. Yeah. And that's what I've been explaining, that Waddle will do a little something that he does, and so will Tyreek, and so will Chase, and so will Mostert, and so will Cedric. And so that's I think that's what's actually happening. When Mike designed it, he said, okay, I'm going to add Alec Ingold can do a couple of those things that Deebo does. Tyreek can do it. And so I think it's a piecemeal type of thing. And he's going to play a little bit of that Deebo Samuel, but it's going to be with all kinds of players. Agree or disagree?
No, I agree. I will say I think it would have been interesting to see if maybe like this Deebo situation came about like a month ago at the same time that the Tyreek Hill situation came out. Maybe they would have tried to. But again, I think that when you add in like the draft capital that Chris Greer doesn't want to give up in 2023, and the fact that, like you said, I mean, Tyreek Hill is Deebo Samuel maybe plus. I mean, he can do the stuff Deebo Samuel. He was doing a lot of that stuff before.
Yeah, but I don't want him running into linebackers, bro.
I mean, yeah. You're not going to put him between the tackles, but if you want to do some sweeps outside and have him beat guys to the edge, sure, you can do that. So again, I mean, I'm not even letting the Deebo Samuel to Miami stuff even enter my conscience right now.
Here's the other thing I brought up on this show that I don't think a lot of I'm telling you, most people don't bring it up because I see what people are writing and talking about. That's a dangerous contract, dude. That's a position that's never been created. So all of a sudden now, I'm going to have a receiver / running back that's going to be running into physicality.
Yeah.
No, man, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I want my athletes avoiding contact.
Yeah.
Slide, go out of bounds, beat Ted Ginn, bro. It's all good, man. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? We were losing our lunch when Tua took on that guy and put his shoulder into it. It's like, I get it, Tua. It's cool, all that, but dude, don't lose your head now. You don't want to do that all the time. So that's the other part of the equation that I don't think people take into account. No, give him a 5-year contract, give up all the picks. And by the way, do you know that guy could get worn down? And he says
he didn't. That's the reports that he didn't even want to be a running back half the time.
So think about this.
Why would you give him the contract if he doesn't even want to do what made him like really worth that contract? I know he's a great receiver, but what really like made him blow up is the running back stuff. So,
are you sure he can be Tyreek Hill full time or Waddle full time? We don't even.
I mean, he was putting up some Pro Bowl numbers. He was on that pace, but I mean, I don't know. I'd still take Tyreek Hill as a wide receiver, just a wide receiver only over Deebo.
That's what I mean. But he was putting up the Pro Bowl numbers also as a runner.
You're right.
Is what it was opening up his game that way.
Yeah.
If you make him a full-time receiver, all of a sudden now you're paying him an enormous salary, and you don't really know if he can be the same.
This was the first season he really came out as a receiver. Tyreek Hill's been doing this for 4 or 5 years, so you have that.
Exactly.
You already know what you have. So yes, the Deebo Samuel Miami stuff. We gotta. I know it's ambitious. It's been an exciting offseason, but we gotta shut that down.
It's greed, bro. It's greed. As now that you're on the beat, you'll notice that Dolphin fans want to trade for everybody available.
That's all.
Everybody available. I mean, it's like they think there is no cap whatsoever.
I mean, Greer been operating like there's no cap. He still got $20 million right now, so I don't blame Dolphins fans for thinking that.
Yeah, but that's how they've been forever, my brother. Because I've been doing it for 32 years, and they want to scoop up everybody that becomes available. All right,
man. They think it's mad.
Yeah. As you take your deep dive what's your gut tell you? What direction does Miami go in that third or fourth round?
Yeah, my gut tells me, and I've been watching a little bit of film, but mostly trusting the guys that do this full time, and just based off all the moves they've made so far. My gut tells me it's a offensive lineman at that 102 pick, and specifically an interior offensive lineman. I mean, you upgrade the offensive line to tackle at left guard, but you still don't have like a legitimate like backup or even competition for Dieter. And Chris Greer said we're going to get competition. I don't know, like the JC Treader stuff has been kind of quiet for the past couple weeks. And I feel like if you're getting JC Treader, that's not competition. That's a bona fide starter. But he said that the offensive line class is pretty deep. So I think that there's a couple guys that they could get at 102 who could not only could probably like be a backupper in the rotation, but push Dieter for that starting spot. Linebacker is another position that I think is pretty deep, and then obviously get somebody at third or fourth. But again, I mean, if you kind of like follow the trail, Chris Greer signed every single linebacker that they have. So are they going to use a third round pick on a linebacker who is like a special teams guy and maybe plays a couple downs? I don't know. It feels like interior offensive line. It seems like whether it's center, guard, I don't know. Just almost seems like you just want to pencil that in.
Is there a name? Is there a name or two you're looking at 102? That since you're looking at guard or center,
Yeah.
is there a name Daniel Oyefusi can give us?
So the guy, I've been doing all those mock draft simulators, like fans doing whatnot. And the guy that just always pops up at 102 is Luke Fortner, a guard / center from Kentucky. He played in his own scheme in Kentucky, so it's like it's a perfect fit for what the Dolphins are trying to do. He played like he split his starts at center and guard, so it's like if he doesn't beat out Dieter, he can be a backup guard and then maybe potentially be a center. He moves well. He has pretty decent size. So he's a guy that is probably perfect. Cam Jurgens is another guy, I think, from Nebraska, who like he's been compared to the top center in the draft, Tyler Linderbaum, but he's like a bigger version of him. I don't know if he's going to be around at 102, but that's another guy who I think that if they get him, it's like that's a slam dunk pick because we only have 4 picks and 2 of them in the 7th round, so we got to be kind of realistic with like our expectations. Like maybe they get one potential starter, maybe they get another like contributor in the first year, but outside of that, you're just kind of hoping that you come away with one guy who can contribute in year 1.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. Running back not an option for you?
Yeah, I mean, so here's the deal. I think that like the history of the Dolphins and McDaniels suggests that like that 4th round or 7th round could be the sweet spot for a guy. But I'm kind of like on the fence about it because it's like they already added 2 guys and they have 2 returning guys in Ahmed and Gaskin, and they have a fullback that's going to be on the roster. So it's like,
but they don't have a big back. That's the thing. I think they need a big back. That's the only mix that's missing because most.
I mean, they got Jared Dokes right now. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but he's done nothing in his career. So that's what I'm saying. You have to bring competition in there. But Dokes is what I'm talking about, a big back. And maybe you go and get another back in that 3rd or 4th round, maybe even 7th round, like
Stokes,
I mean,
the 7th round could be a sweet spot because I mean the Dolphins. They drafted Gaskin in the 7th round. I mean, honestly, the way that the Dolphins have operated and McDaniel, they could get somebody like an undrafted rookie. Honestly, they could get an undrafted rookie who can come in and play special teams and show some things. But again, my thing is like you have so few picks. It's like, do you really want to use that 3rd rounder, that first pick on a running back, even the 4th rounder? Maybe
if you like them a lot, like I like James Cook.
Oh yeah, okay, that's different. Yeah, that's different.
Well, that's a guy that's going to go in that 3rd or 4th rounds. I don't know if he'll last the 4th round, but he might be there for the Dolphins at 103.
He wouldn't even be a running back to me. He'd be like a Deebo Samuel type guy where you can put him out, have him run routes, do jet sweeps.
That's a nice job by you because I did not think about that.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at him,
he's really good job on your part.
He's built like a wide receiver. He's built like a wide receiver. And in Georgia, they had him running routes. So he was like, you got to look at the highlights. He was running routes like a wide receiver.
No, I know. Yeah, so. That's why I'm telling you. That's why I'm complimenting you. That's a really good call on your part, Daniel. I did not think. I was thinking more traditional with him. Yeah. And now that you mentioned the Deebo Samuel and how he's built, you are correct. And he is a good pass catcher.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he actually works out. So that's what I'm saying. The commitment to the running game. I'm with you on the O-lineman because of the commitment to the running game.
Yeah.
But I also think they're missing that bigger back, and they don't have that in that group right there. And Remember, Mostert is on a 1-year deal.
Yeah. I was gonna bring up that point. I mean, Gaskin is on his last year.
Right.
Lockman
And
is on his last year.
Chase is 2 years.
It's a
So,
2-year, but they could, if they wanted to get rid of him after 1 year, they could do that. So I think that they're gonna bring in a running back. I'm gonna tell you that, whether it's an undrafted guy or one of these picks, they're gonna bring in a running back for sure.
and let me tell you something. Chase in this system, oh my God,
Yeah,
he fits so perfectly in this system.
that's gonna be fun to watch for sure.
Yeah, dude, because he is so versatile, and he is a really smart player, and he's a guy that can play the pass game, the run game, either way. I'm telling you, it's a really good. But the Cook thing, you got me thinking now on the Deebo side.
That's maybe their Deebo, and he's a hometown guy too, so that'd be a great story.
That's a really interesting one there, overall. All right. Do you see the Dolphins trading anyone to get into the draft? I don't see them using their picks for next year to get into this draft.
Yeah.
But is there a player Daniel Oyefusi feels could be traded from the Dolphins on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday to get into the draft?
We gotta go back and look at who were kind of those guys who were on the cap casualty type watch. And I think that for the most part, they kind of got rid of most of those guys. Like, they got rid of Jesse Davis, even though I'm not sure what they would have gotten for him. They already traded Devontae. I don't know, maybe a guy like Eric Rowe, who, he's going to be a backup safety. They could save some money by trading him or cutting him. But then again, you don't want to slim your safety. I mean, they really don't have anybody else besides Rowe, and they really need a traditional free safety in case something happens to Javon. They don't have a guy who can fill in a free safety. I'm not sure. I think right now they're in a really solid spot where they have really, really strong starters and they have quality depth. And I'm not sure if there's any position that's you're kind of like having embarrassment or riches. I mean, really wide receiver was that position, and they got rid of Devontae, and they got an extra third next year. But there's no position where you say like they just have more guys than spots, and then they're gonna get rid of. I mean, they need to add depth at offensive line. They need to add depth at corner, at safety. I don't see it right now.
Yeah, no. The only guy I was thinking is if somebody liked Iggy as much as they did, and are willing to give up, I don't know, a third rounder. I don't know if you can get a second rounder, but
man, I like Noah. That's my Nigerian brother. We both Nigerian, so I'm rooting for him off the strength of that. But I'm just not sure. I think it's one of those deals where you try to make it work with him for another year. I couldn't see them getting anything other than a day 3 pick for Noah because he just hasn't shown anything at this point.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. They're going to have to play him this year for sure because they have to find a way to find out if he can help them out.
He's got to get on special teams, man. I mean, he was deactivated because he couldn't play special teams. So I mean, that's the start really. He's not playing over X or Byron, so he's got to be active on game day just to start.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Not every corner, not every receiver, not every running back is a special teamer, and those are the facts.
If you're not a starter, that's what you got to do though. So,
right. But usually, when you're a first rounder,
yeah,
you're usually a position player, not really. The special team stuff is like a side thing that you're actually doing. But the sad part is that he couldn't even do that. So then he doesn't help you out in either way. And there's no doubt that he's got a boatload of talent, man.
Yeah, he's got the athletic traits, yeah.
And he's a really good kid, man. It's just a matter of, the light going up. And because he's so green, also a former wide receiver, and he was converted a corner at Auburn.
I almost feel for him because it's like he was picked way ahead of he was even supposed to be picked. Like if he was a second rounder or a third rounder, it'd be a little different. But when you're a first rounder, and it's like you're expected to come and do something off the jump. So I mean, hopefully, maybe Surtain and Madison can get him right, but we'll see.
We'll see, man. All right, what are you working on the Miami Herald, Daniel, so folks can check you out?
Yeah, so I just posted my last draft preview. I think we have 5 of those. So we hit running back, interior offensive line, offensive tackle, linebacker. I might be missing something, but if you go to MiamiHerald.com, we have all the draft previews. I'm working on a mock draft just for the Dolphins to see if we can try to hit some of those needs that we were just talking about. And then obviously Thursday, it's going to be a little quiet, but we'll still be monitoring that, and we're going to have wall-to-wall coverage of the Dolphins and who they pick over the weekend.
We'll see. Do the Jets? What's your prediction? Do the Jets trade for AJ, DK, or Deebo?
I'm gonna say none
Or
of
do
them.
they not get
I'm
any
gonna
of
say
them?
none of them. I'm gonna say that none of them. But just I don't know. Just fans. They've been clamoring for Deebo, so the opposite's gonna happen. They gonna have to make it work with those picks, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. What they do with free agency.
I was talking about this earlier. Think about this. If the Jets get him, the coach that helped create him, the Dr. Frankenstein that helped create him, is going to be the guy that's going to have to help take him apart.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he's got the insider knowledge, so he'd be the perfect guy for that.
yeah, it kind of becomes an interesting storyline if he goes to the Jets, because then he has to face his former coach, who should know all the tricks of the trade with him. You know what I mean? So,
I mean,
you know,
just fans can't have anything
yeah,
nice, so I just don't see it.
yeah, I know that's it's kind of how we feel sometimes with some of our teams locally here. At times,
Yeah,
it's like when can we get something nice here for
yeah.
this team? So we're hoping for it. Daniel, thank you for taking some time, my man. We'll catch up again down the line.
Oh, anytime, big go. You take care, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There you go, Daniel Oyefusi from the Miami Herald. Make sure you follow him on Twitter, by the way, at Daniel Oyefusi. And please subscribe to the Herald and support all the excellent journalists in the Miami Herald. Daniel, Barry Jackson, who writes like 87 articles a day. You know, there's a bunch of good people there at the Miami Herald, so make sure you you support them out there doing their thing.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.